The age of AI is here. It's the single most important technological advancement of our generation. And honestly, when our lives are all said and done, this might sound a little sad, but what this era of our lives is going to be remembered for is AI, not anything else. I recently read Sal Khan's book. I have it right here, Brave New Words. And it really influenced the making of this video. And I'll actually link it in the description. So let's talk about how AI is shaping our world and what it means for us researchers. So let's start off with the fact that many people are scared of AI replacing humans. But before we all start to panic, let's remember that AI is a tool and it will never be able to replicate a human in all of its aspects. Going back to the printing press, people were still worried that the printing press would replace them, despite the printing press causing vast increases in knowledge and literacy and things like that. We have to remember that history repeats itself, and if we're going to learn anything from history, it's that the people who adapted and used the new technology were the people who succeeded. So just like the printing press or the internet revolutionized the spread of information, AI is revolutionizing our ability to process information. So where does AI belong in research? It's a tool, and AI can do things that humans are not very good at, or humans take a long time to do. AI is very good at specific tasks like handling large data sets and performing complex searches across the internet. However, it's going to be up to you as a researcher, as a student, to interpret what the AI spits out and actually connect that to your ideas. It's like a really powerful calculator. A calculator can do calculations quickly, but it's just spitting out numbers. It doesn't mean anything until you apply those results to the real world. AI is a catalyst for innovation, and it's going to reward the people who take initiative to use the best tools to push the boundaries of research. You're gonna have to be careful though. Over-reliance on AI is going to lead to a decline in critical thinking. And this is honestly what a lot of people are worried about. People like Robert Greene, another famous author, is really worried about AI's effect on humanity's ability to critical think. And they're right to an extent. Because AI gives you an easy opportunity to take shortcuts. And there's a difference between taking a shortcut and using a tool. And there's something just beautiful about getting to an answer yourself. You may have experienced this, versus having someone tell you the answer. And I think we can all agree that the person who figured something out for themselves learned more than the person who was just given the answer. Using AI is kind of like a GPS. This may be you, or you may know someone who this is true for, but if you get over reliant on using Google Maps to get to places, you're going to stop learning how to get to places. That's just true. That being said, if you've learned how to do something, if you already know how to navigate your environment, using something like Google Maps is going to help you to get to places that you weren't otherwise able to get to. So just like Google Maps, as long as you master the basics, AI can help you do things to a greater extent and can help you do things that you weren't previously able to do. You're going to get the best outcomes by being conscious about learning the basics. Another thing you have to be careful about with AI specifically is the ethical considerations, especially data privacy. You do not want your confidential information, your research information being volunteered to some random company so that they can sell it. It's going to come back to bite you later. So what I recommend is using your university-sanctioned AI tools. Many universities have already come out with their own. If not, they're probably already working on it. So I go to UC Irvine and we have something called Zot GPT. And basically what it does is ensures that your data is safe. As AI becomes more prevalent in writing, maintaining your academic integrity is becoming more and more important. Actually, I saw this morning. A PhD student from the University of Minnesota actually got expelled from their PhD program for using ChatGPT on their preliminary exam. Obviously, that case, there's a whole lawsuit going on. It's actually quite interesting, where the student claims to have not used ChatGPT and is suing the university. It's a whole thing. You can just look up University of Minnesota PhD AI lawsuit. What was I saying? Basically, it's becoming increasingly common for people to use AI in their writing, right? Especially in academic journals. So you have to be very careful to follow their guidelines. As writing becomes more easy to shortcut with AI, journals are going to be updating their rules on the use of AI. So you have to be on top of this if you want to remain credible and not get into any trouble. So you use AI, but use it as a spell checker. It can refine your work, but you shouldn't use it to write your paper. And honestly, it's just not going to be as good anyway if you do. But using it as like a spell checker could make it better than it would have if you just did it by yourself. So, in the world of AI, what should you do to make the most of your PhD? And to that, I say use it as a tool. That's been the overarching theme here. Use it as a tool, not as a shortcut. And like Sal Khan says in his book, and I think he's right about this, AI is going to reward the people who take the initiative to learn and to adapt. But you still need to put in the work. It's like, this is a crazy analogy, but it's like taking steroids in the gym. You can take steroids, but you're not going to see the crazy gains unless you still work out. You still have to do the working out to see the gains. You still have to put in the hard work to get the rewards of AI. So use AI to help you do things like code faster or like brainstorm new ideas, but don't have it do the work for you. And even if you did that, you just wouldn't get as far anyway. So just like any other tool, do not become over-reliant on AI so that you can actually still learn things and think critically. I like to think of always being at my edge. I will always want to be in a position where what I'm doing is challenging enough to stimulate my brain without being overwhelming. And that's just a really great place to be as a general guide. Also, the field of AI is rapidly evolving, so you got to stay updated and try out the different tools that are at your disposal. You want to stay up to date on what's going on in the field, and you want to be aware of new technologies, and they can give you a serious leg up if you know how to use them. Anyway, I really hope this video inspires you to embrace AI as a tool to help you in your research and in your career while being mindful of its risks. Thanks for watching.